Pretty
we
much,
got red versus blue in Camp Camp.
Which
can I briefly talk about that?
I want to talk about RvB. Okay.
I'm personally so as someone who has watched a lot of RVP and have seen how it's kind of floundered recently, the fact that it's being written by Bernie Burns and directed by Matt Halleman and most of the original cast, sans the guy who played Caboose, are coming back, and it's retconning all of the kind of crap they did after 14. I'm kind of enthusiastic. I think that it could be a fun, proper end to it.
I understand.
Yes.
However, please allow me to be a hater, because there's nothing wrong in theory with Bernie and like whoever, like all the originals coming back. I just think that it's funny because Rooster Teeth for years has been saying the people you loved are gone. They are gone. They are never coming back, except these new people that we have put in their place, right? Like when it comes to Achievement Hunter and like even Torian with RvB 0, like the whole sentiment was, get the fuck over it. Bernie's never coming back. And now Bernie's back, which is, I'm not saying that it's illegal for Bernie to come back, but it goes against the sentiment that they have been trying to push for all these years. So like, I understand that shouldn't, like, the fan reaction should not stop creatives from doing what they want.
Yeah.
But is it not a little funny that bullying worked? Like, it's not even, like, I'm not even joking. Bullying worked. It worked.
I mean, I should say that I as much as like I wasn't crazy about a lot of the RWBY or RvB stuff to happen after 14. I still think that a lot of the bullying, the shit talking is very disrespectful.
Oh no,
that
but
it shouldn't
you know
have happened.
what I'm saying, Hunter.
But all the people that were shit talking
situation.
kind of got what they wanted.
Yeah, like that's not fair. Like I know that's a very, again, like autistic, right? Because I'm autistic, right? Like this strict level of fairness for you, where I'm just like, well, that's not fair. That the people, the bad guys, got what they wanted at the end of the musical.
You're right.
But it is kind of right that like the fandom bullied every other writer that tackled RvB except for Miles after Bernie left. And well, I mean, even some people bullied Miles, I heard. But like, you know what I mean? So I just think that it's kind of ridiculous. And then also, like, I understand the retconning thing, but I would be kind of malding if you abandoned this project. You gracefully left. You abandoned Red versus Blue and gave it to these other writers and directors. And those writers and directors, I want to believe, tried their best.
And a lot of the seasons aren't terrible.
Some of them were bad.
But like near the end of the Shizno paradox was kind of miserable.
But my point is that
Zero was
you did all of this happened, okay? And then you abandoned the show and you threw it at other people because you didn't want to do it anymore. You gracefully handed the reins to someone else, whatever we want to call it. Those people tried their best, and now you get to be the hero and come back to all the glory of, oh, we're throwing all that shit that the people I paid and handed it off to, all of those, I handed it off to
away.
Throw that shit away. Like,
Big Daddy Bernie's back.
Like, I don't know. I can't imagine if, like, I can't even imagine.
I'm just
glad. Imagine if I was like, Hunter, you're great, but like all of your old videos going into the garbage. I'm replacing you
with my mother.
With Arnold or something. Like, you know what I mean?
You would replace me with Arnold.
Can you,
that's
like,
fair.
you're burning. Like, I wonder how the people that wrote those past RvB
how do they
seasons,
feel?
how do they feel?
Yeah.
Because that, I understand that it's like professional, no hard feel. I would have hard feelings. I'm sorry. Like, I don't know. And then you, like, especially because, like, and I want to believe the best in, like, Bernie and, like, Gus and whatever. But, like, you are coming back being, like, graced as the savior who has come back to save Red versus Blue. And so it's kind of, it doesn't, I'm not saying that it reads as an ego thing to them, but, like, that they are actually doing it for their ego. But it's just, it's frustrating because I'm like, oh, well, all those other creatives just got shat on, and now people are acting like those creatives actually deserved it the entire time, because here's Bernie, Gus, to do it right, to do it properly. And I'm like, but it's your fault if it wasn't done the way that you wanted. Like, it's Rooster Teeth's fault if Red versus Blue was not done in the way they wanted in the very first place, and now they get to act like the hero who is saving RvB, which is bizarre.
That's true.
So I'm like, you caused the problem. people's mess, but you're the one who allowed them to make the mess in the first place, and you didn't care until you could come back and fix it. It's kind of weird, right?
Or even the fact that it's not even that, like, I'm fixing the mess, but more it's like all that, like the Shizno paradox, all of that stuff disregarded. It's
like that's still people's
fuck that
work.
shit.
I don't
it's
know.
mine now. Like that feels a little. I mean, that's not the intention.
No, of course
but, like,
not. But
from
when
an
I
outside
read that,
person, like,
as
that's
someone
how
who doesn't
people are
watch
taking
RvB,
it. Yeah.
I was like, is that not kind of insane?
And that's
because
how people are
I
taking
can't think of any other show that has done that. Like even like cartoon, I mean, but like ever, quite frankly, like even shows that have like new staff and stuff, they don't like Walking Dead, right? Somebody told me in the chat, like, Walking Dead is a famous example of a show that, like, for season 9 or something, they got, like, new directors or writers or something, and, like, she cleaned house, she fired everybody and replaced everyone, and then, like, apparently people loved the new season or whatever, but, like, she didn't just abandon the plot. Like, you can't just retcon the plot. It'd be like, you know, and maybe some people would be happy this happened, but, like, Game of Thrones had one of the worst endings of all time. You don't see people being like, actually, we're going back to season 9
that would
or
be
whatever.
weird if that happened.
We're actually going back to season 7. Just disregard all the stuff those other people did. I don't know how many seasons of Game of Thrones there are, but like
the 8 was the last one.
The last one that was good. Like we're going all the way back
to the end of 6.
We're going back to the end of 6, and we're gonna fix this shit. Like you never see that, so it's kind of insane. I'm sorry, it's kind of whack.
It is a little odd.
It's funny. It's just kind of funny.
It's
but
the
anyway,
retconning.
sorry, that's me being a hater.
That's not
I don't hate RvB.
That's not a hater. That's a fair point.
I'm a hater for this situation because it seems so distasteful to me, especially after all those people were bullied and you told people. It's also just the mentality of like, you as a company had this philosophy that you needed to change and move forward and move on. And then you decided that you're rolling back. And so what does that say? I don't know.
Of like, hey, we tried to do the next generation of Rooster Teeth talent, and everyone hated it, so here's Bernie!
Like, I don't know. It's just a fascinating situation.
I think we should watch that, honestly.
Well, we would have to watch everything else.
I have. You have.
We can't just go in raw dogging red versus blue without, you know what I mean?
I would be curious. I would be really, really curious to see how he wants to do it. Anyway, this video was much
longer than I wanted because I needed to get that out of my system because I cannot articulate enough how much I'm just baffled that everyone's just going with this and nobody like nobody understands.
But Camp's coming back. That's fine.
That's great.
Love
that's fine.
Camp. That's great.
I'm glad the 2D department's alive.
Yeah.
You know, that's nice.
Shame about, I don't know, I guess, imagine if they did like Nomad of Nowhere
still,
or like recorded by
Arizal.
Yeah,
like that's
forgot
still
the girl's
like,
name.
Well, you know what happened? Okay, here's what I think. This is my crack theory. Camp got really popular on TikTok. Like, insanely popular on TikTok for some reason. Like, not like viral, but like
all of the like voices got viral.
I don't know, like something happened.
The sound,
people
the
just
duets,
really,
whatever.
I don't know, children just started to like Camp. I don't know.
Because there's little quippy moments in it that you could have and you could apply.
Like, I don't quite understand. Like, I don't quite understand.
That makes sense.
But it's to my understanding that Camp had a renaissance on TikTok. And you can kind of see that in our YouTube videos, you know, our reactions. There are some comments that are like, I came here from TikTok. Like, you know what I mean? And I'm just like, you're probably like 13. Oh dear.
But yeah,
I mean, that's good. That's great. I just needed the space to be an RvB hater for a second.
That's fair.
But anyway,